So there's some pretty shocking news coming out of Anambra State.
Yeah, the assassination of a lawyer. It's really disturbing.
Absolutely. And for this deep dive, we want to get straight to the facts, right? We're looking at a news report from just yesterday, May 15th.
That's right. The goal is to understand what that initial report tells us about this terrible incident.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. What happened according to the report? When and where?
It says Thursday morning, around 10:45 a.m. actually.
Okay, broad daylight.
Yes. And the location was along the Ekwulobia boundary. That's in the OTUOCHA local government area of Anambra.
And what was the immediate aftermath like? The report mentioned something about that.
It did. It talks about panic spreading quickly in that Ekwulobia area. People were actually fleeing.
Fleeing? Wow. That suggests it was pretty chaotic, pretty frightening.
It definitely sounds like it.
Mm.
The report describes how the victim, Ifeanyi Iloakasia, was in his car, a red saloon car.
Right.
And he was apparently intercepted by gunmen, suspected gunmen, on a motorcycle.
On a bike.
Yeah.
And they shot him at close range.
Awful. And wasn't there mention of someone else?
Yes. That's another really tragic part. Reportedly, a second person was also gunned down nearby. It sounds like they might have been trying to escape.
Trying to get away.
Mm.
And do we know who these people were? The identities?
Well, the main victim is identified. Ifeanyi Iloakasia, a lawyer.
Okay, a lawyer. Part of the Nigerian Bar Association.
Correct. The OTUOCHA branch. And he was actually just coming back from court.
From court, so just doing his job.
Exactly. Returning from High Court 2 in Ekwulobia, heading back towards AWKA. Makes it feel even more, brazen.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's another layer here, isn't there? His wife.
Right. ADAOBI Iloakasia. She's also a lawyer with the NBA's AWKA branch.
And she's involved in NBA politics currently.
That's what the report notes. She's apparently an aspirant for vice chairman of the AWKA branch. The election's next month.
Now, the report doesn't draw a direct link. Obviously, it's too soon. No connection made.
Yeah.
But it's, part of the context surrounding the victim's family and their professional life.
Understandable. Okay, so we have the incident, the victim. What about the investigation? What did the report say about the official response?
Well, at the time it was published, there was no official confirmation yet. Not on the identities, presumably the second victim or the motive.
Right. And did they manage to speak to the police spokesperson?
No. The report says attempts to reach the PPRO, DSP to Chukwuikenga, were unsuccessful.
So, limited official word initially, but was there any police comment?
Yes, they did quote a senior police officer, unnamed.
Okay. And what did this officer say?
Said that the commissioner of police, described as combat trained, has launched a manhunt.
A manhunt. So they're actively pursuing the perpetrators.
That's the indication. The quote was something like, we don't have full details yet, but the command will issue a statement soon.
Okay.
And also, the situation is under control and we are on the trail of the assailants. So standard initial reassurances, really.
Right. Reassurance, but still a lot of unknowns.
Definitely. The sheer violence, the public nature of it, targeting a lawyer, it's stark.
And that uncertainty around the motive and who the second victim even was leaves a lot of questions hanging.
It really does.
Yeah.
The fact that it's a legal professional just going about his business,
Yeah.
it raises concerns. And the second victim just adds another layer of, confusion and tragedy.
So pulling it together from this one report, a violent, targeted attack in broad daylight, causing local panic, a lawyer killed, possibly a second victim, an active police investigation, but motive and full details unclear.
That sums up the key takeaways from this initial news source, yeah? It really paints a concerning picture.
It does, and maybe for you listening, it brings up questions too.
Exactly. Like, what does an attack like this signal about the safety of lawyers or just the general security situation in that region?
What are the big questions that stick in your mind right after hearing this?
Definitely something to reflect on as more information hopefully comes to light.
Indeed. Well, thanks for walking us through the initial report. We'll obviously keep an eye on how this develops.